The tabernacle of Moses symbolized God's dwelling place with his people, and the salvation that would come through the Messiah. The tabernacle was a physical representation of the heavenly temple, and was meant to draw people back to the story of Eden. What the tabernacle symbolized. God's dwelling place. The tabernacle was a physical representation of God's dwelling place with his people. Salvation. The tabernacle foreshadowed the salvation that would come through the Messiah. God's presence. The tabernacle symbolized that God wanted to live among his people. The center of life. The tabernacle was set up in the center of the camp, symbolizing that God should be at the center of people's lives. The need for purity. The tabernacle symbolized the need to be clean before God. The Bible verses that describe Moses building the tabernacle are Exodus 25-31, Exodus 35-40, and Exodus 40 verses 18-38. Solomon's temple was a biblical temple in Jerusalem that was the central place of worship for the Jewish people. It was built by King Solomon in the 10th century BCE and was destroyed by the Babylonians in 587 BCE. Solomon's temple is mentioned in the Bible in 1 Kings 5-6 and 2 Chronicles 6.
Herod's temple was a reconstructed temple in Jerusalem that was the central place of worship for Jews from around 516 BCE until it was destroyed in 70 CE. It was also known as the Second Temple. The Bible doesn't explicitly mention Herod's temple by name, but it does describe the Holy of Holies, which was located in the temple. Explanation. Numbers 7 verse 89 in the Hebrew Bible. This verse describes how the voice of God spoke to Moses from between the cherubim in the Holy of Holies. Luke 2 verse 49 in the Bible. Jesus says, "Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" Herod's temple. This is considered one of Jesus' most original sayings, where he uses the term Avi, my Father, to refer to God. Matthew 21 verse 13, which says, "It is written, my house, Herod's temple, shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." Herod's temple was a large construction project in the 1st century BC. It was destroyed in 70 CE by Roman soldiers during the First Jewish-Roman War.
Ezekiel's temple is a vision in the Bible that has been interpreted in many ways, but it will be a physical temple. The Bible includes several verses about the Ezekiel temple, including Ezekiel 40, 41, 43, and 47. Ezekiel temple versus Revelation temple. Ezekiel's temple is a prophesied temple in Israel, while the temple in Revelation is a city without a temple. Both visions describe God's plans for his people, but the differences between them is that the temple in Revelation is a place where God's presence is felt and where the Ark of the Covenant is located. The temple in heaven is described in the Bible's book of Revelation. The temple is a place where God's presence is felt and where the Ark of the Covenant is located. Description: Revelation 11 verse 19. John sees the temple in heaven open and the Ark of the Covenant inside. The Ark is surrounded by lightning, thunder, an earthquake, and hail. Revelation 4 verse 1. John sees an open door in heaven that leads to the Holy of Holies, God's throne room. Revelation 15 verse 5. John describes the temple of the tabernacle of testimony in heaven. Revelation 21 verse 22. John describes New Jerusalem and says, "I saw no temple in it." Significance: the temple in heaven represents God's presence and protection for his people. The temple in heaven signifies the privileged and secure nature of salvation. The temple in heaven is a place where God's grace shines brightly.